What's up, my brothers? It's Young Men's Daily Red Pill, back with another video. Thank you guys for clicking on today's video, liking the content, sharing the content, help me spread this message. We're going to be talking about the Johnny Depp situation and why it's applicable and why young men should be aware of the pitfalls when it comes to dating women and what to look out for. And I'm not going to just completely bash Amber Heard in this video, as a lot of you guys probably would want me to do, but I'm going to point out, I am going to bash her a little bit, but I'm also going to point out the fact that Johnny Depp chose this woman, all right? He chose this woman out of all the women he could have been with because he's Johnny Depp. He has a high SMV. If you don't know what that means, that's his sexual marketplace value. He has a high SMV, and he's Johnny Depp. So he could go get a 19, 18-year-old, 20-year-old chick, a model, a Victoria's Secret model if he really wanted to, but he decided to settle down with crazy, and look what happened to him, all right? So let's talk about what exactly happened, and let's talk about the warning signs and what you should look out for when it comes to dealing with bipolar or multiple personality disorder type of women, because I've dealt with multiple personality women before in the past, and it's extremely dangerous. It's something that I think a lot of young men don't think about when they get in relationships, because usually these women that are multiple, like have multiple personalities and they have these type of bipolar issues, they look hella good. They look hella good usually. They look pretty healthy, you know what I'm saying? They look like, you know, and for the most part, the sex is crazy. So it's very easy for a young man in particular, especially if he gets this information, especially if he's starting to date, if he is still interacting with women and he wants a long-term relationship or even a short-term hookup, he has to understand that the women nowadays, and if my eyes look a little puffy, it's because I'm outside, and I don't know why I decided to switch up the thing outside, but a lot of pollen in the air. Anyway, a lot of young men will get intrigued by just a woman's looks and her beauty and what she's giving that man in terms of intimacy, instead of looking at the whole big picture and saying like, listen, yeah, this woman looks good. Yeah, she's putting out and she's doing this, that, and the third. She's succeeding, as Coach Greg Adams would say. And but at the end of the day, what value is she bringing to my life, all right? What value is she bringing? Yeah, she could say all these things to get me into a long-term relationship, but at the end of the day, if that relationship's not benefiting me and we're not working together as a unit and you're not helping me towards my purpose and what I'm trying to accomplish in life, then I have to go without you, okay? No matter how good you look, no matter what you're doing to me, no matter what it is, I gotta go without, because I have to understand my goals and what I'm trying to accomplish. And if you get in the way of that, which we see with Johnny Depp, he's now actually been removed, or fired I should say, from Hollywood movies, all right? And I don't think he's gonna come back, maybe till he's older, you know, but right now he's out of a job because of Amber Heard and because of her allegations against him. And the unfortunate thing, and I don't want to read an article, I usually would sit down and read an article when it comes to this, but I kind of want to just speak off the top of my head. So if you don't know what's going on, I'll link the article in the description. So Johnny Depp was accused by his now ex-wife, Amber Heard, of beating her, and he was labeled this actually by a newspaper company or a news company called The Sun, all right, and they're in the UK. And what happened was Johnny didn't like this, all right, because there was no real substantial evidence that he was actually a wife, beater, you know. But they went ahead and The Sun decided to post an article claiming that he was, without any actual evidence besides an audio recording of actually Amber Heard herself saying that she enjoyed hurting Johnny Depp, all right? She enjoyed slapping him. She enjoyed abusing him verbally, and there's videos of her actually trying to egg him on and trying to get under his skin and get a reaction. And that's something that a lot of you guys need to understand with these bipolar women. They will do certain things to try to tick you off because they're so unstable in their own minds. It's not all women, but these bipolar women will do little things to edge you and get on your nerves, all right, in order for you to react in a negative way and put hands on them when you shouldn't be doing that, okay? I don't know if Johnny Depp ever did, but now he's being labeled as a wife, beater, and that's going to be on his record forever moving forward when it comes to Hollywood movies and all this. That's what he's going to be seen as, because we live in a gynocentric society where the man is always wrong, all right? The man is guilty until proven innocent 9 times out of 10. Damn it, 10 times out of 10. He's proven guilty before he's proven innocent. And the woman, because she's a woman and she can never do any wrong, she is always given, without a shadow of the doubt, the utmost belief, all right? Everyone believes the woman. Everyone always, oh, sweetheart, I'm sorry that you went through that abusive relationship. When it's like, at the end of the day, that lady picked that relationship. And honestly, from my experience personally, every time I talk to a guy about certain domestic issues, it's usually the woman that's doing the domestic stuff to the guy, not the other way around. It's usually the woman that was edging on the guy and egging on the guy, maybe even hurt the guy, and wanted a response and wanted that man to retaliate in a negative way. And let's say that man does retaliate in a negative way, or he does something out of line, then she can go to the police, and we know who the police and we know who the courts are going to believe. And unfortunately, Johnny, he has a history of putting himself in situations where he's more vulnerable, besides just choosing women like this, because he's abused certain things I can't talk about because of demonetization on this channel. But you know, he's drank, he's done certain things in his life that I wouldn't approve of, done some nose candy. And when you put yourself in that situation, you remove your reasoning and your rationality to do certain things and to withhold and withstand your actual instincts and urges, and you're more likely to you're very on edge, okay? And him putting himself in the situation, her having videos of him doing this, which I think is unfair for her to do, it puts him in a bad light in the public eye, because even without evidence of him doing these things, he looks like he's unstable, all right? And that was why she recorded all this evidence and she compiled all these things, so that when she could take him to court and she could get him to lose his job, that she would have everyone backing her and taking her side and feeling sorry for her. So now Johnny Depp's out of Hollywood, out of a job for the time being, and he's labeled with these certain labels that, you know, no man wants to be labeled with, especially if you're looking for work, if you're looking to have a career later on. So now he's demonized in the public eye, and he's looked at as some type of violent individual, when I truly believe that's not how he is. And what I want to talk about when it comes to Johnny Depp, because we did go in a little bit on Amber Heard, I want to talk about how Johnny Depp, just like many of you guys, has an addiction to chaos because of his upbringing and because of the fact that, you know, he's always been a top tier kind of guy, okay? He's always been a man that has been very high on the SMV scale. He's always been attractive. He's always been in a lead role. He's always had status in society and money, and he's had the ability to be in that position since the very beginning. Once he started off in his career, I think he was like 19 when he first entered Hollywood, maybe he was 20. He was really young, all right? So he always had women just throw themselves at him without having to learn certain things about women. And I don't know if he had a difficult upbringing or whatever in his family situation, but usually what tends to happen is men like Johnny Depp, they grow up in a situation where they see, and I saw it growing up in a single parent household, they see before my parents split, you will see in your household your parents arguing, and you will see your mom belittling your dad, or your dad just leaving, or your dad taking a lot of disrespect, and your dad taking maybe even a slap to the face, all these different things. Your dad's being disrespected in front of you as a child, so you grow up seeing this and you think it's a normal thing. So when you get in a relationship, which is what I think happened with Johnny Depp, he got in a relationship with someone that has bipolar disorder, and he's so used to seeing in his own upbringing with his own family that type of situation, and he thinks that's healthy in a relationship when it's not, that he's okay with being taken advantage of and being hit and being smacked. And he just builds up that resentment inside, and he tends to go and do his little things on the side, like his vices, because he doesn't know how to communicate, and he doesn't know how to leave a situation like that, because he too himself is mentally unhealthy. All right, he too himself is not a healthy individual, because a healthy individual would quickly remove themselves. Actually, they wouldn't even be in that situation because of her history. All right, her history. If you look up Amber Heard's history, she has a lot of issues. She has a ton of issues, and you as a man, you have to understand what situation you're getting in when it comes to dealing with women that have a history like this. You don't get into a relationship with these women. You do not even sleep with these women. You let them do their thing, all right? You stay away from them. Yes, the intimacy might be really good. She's usually really attractive. She's usually really good looking, okay? But you have to understand, is it worth my sanity? Is it worth me possibly losing my job over this chick because she lies on me because she's a nut? Is it worth all these things? You have to ask yourself these questions. Is that 15 seconds or 15 minutes of you going at it, is that worth my job? Is that worth my reputation? Is that worth everything I've built up in my life? Is that really worth it? Because she looks good in that moment? Because she knows how to throw it back? Is that really worth it? So ask yourself these questions moving forward. And understand that every woman has a certain level of bipolar disorder within them to a certain extent, because they're all emotions driven and feelings driven. And they all go through menstrual cycles and PMS. Okay? So they all have these mood swings like this. All right? They all have that emotional roller coaster already programmed within them, which is why they need guys to trigger that in order to be in a long-term relationship. Think about your longest relationship you've ever been in. For the most part, there was really a lot of ups and downs, and it was rocky. It was not healthy. It was not healthy, all right? The longest relationship you've ever been in, maybe not at the beginning it wasn't, but the longer it got, the more ups and downs you had. Same thing in this situation. You have to understand, I need to be healthy. I need to be a healthy individual. I need to be a man that does not surround myself with crazy women, no matter how good they look. No matter if and guess what? The crazy thing is, she's gonna keep her job. Amber Heard, because we live in a gynocentric society, she is going to keep her job. And I try to tell you guys, like, moving forward, this world, and it's been like this for now the past decade or so, you know, we're not living in a world that favors men, that believes men. It's not believe all men, it's believe all women. It's women can never do any wrong. So you have to understand this moving forward. Whatever situation you're in, you must be careful. You must understand, if you get caught up in any civil lawsuit, any domestic claims, the courts are not going to hear you out. You are going to be accused before it even goes to a hearing, okay? Because if you look at the details on the article below with Johnny Depp, we see this happen. Be smart moving forward, young guys, all right? Be smart. I'm young myself. We have to be smart moving forward, though. I don't care how good she looks. It's difficult. I know it is. I know it is. My high school sweetheart was she had bipolar disorder as well. Because of her childhood, I tried to save her, and it ended up causing me a lot of drama, pain. I had the cops called. So do not put yourself in these situations, because you know, all the progress you've been making, especially if you've been watching this channel, that can all be taken away by a bad decision. And you picking a crazy woman, a bipolar nut job, which is why I tell you guys, it's essential that you do your own thing, you go your own way, you build your own kingdom, especially where everything's headed. You must be self-sufficient, my guys, all right? You must be willing to put in the work for yourself and not anyone else, and no one's gonna hold your hand through it. You gotta man up, and you gotta understand, yeah, this is how the world operates, but how can I take advantage of how the world operates and do my own thing? And for me personally, because I used to struggle with women, and that used to be my first thing I think about when I get up in the morning. How can I get more women? How can I get more action? And what I had to do was I had to set my pride aside, turn down a little bit of my urges, and think about my future, and think about, what do I want out of life? What legacy do I want to live? It's not all about just busting nuts. At the end of the day, it's really not. All right? So make smart decisions. No matter how good she looks, really think about what you're doing before you make certain decisions, and understand the current system we are living in. Don't get angry about it. Just operate within it to the best of our abilities, because we're men, you know. We're always going to figure out ways to get out and make something of ourselves. When times have been tough in the past, men have rose to the occasion. It doesn't matter now that there's social media. It doesn't matter. We're still gonna keep rising to the occasion. All right? Love you all. Stay blessed. Drop a like on the video. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications if you're new. Have a good one, my G's. I'm out.